Welcome to Floral Design. I'm Diana Ryan, and today I'm going to design a rose bridal bouquet. It's just a beautiful design, a very traditional, very classic design. All right, let's get started. First thing you need to do, you need to strip all your roses of all the foliage. I leave a few of the leaves right at the top because I think it looks kind of pretty to see the natural foliage. But for the majority of the rest of the stem, it's the thorns, the leaves, everything is stripped off. I'm going to pick my first center rose, and then I'm going to lay my flowers right alongside. I'm basically going to make a crown, if that makes sense. This is slightly raised, my top flower, and so I'm going to just kind of place these around. So this is the first part of it. There's basically 5 roses surrounding the center rose. I don't like this petal. It's a little bit bruised. Let's take this off. We don't want any blemishes at all in our bouquet. Okay, this is how we start off, and I hang on to it, you know, with both hands sometimes, or just one. Now let's keep building this. Going to place flowers. We're just going to keep going around in a circle, and when I place them, you can see it's got an angle to the rose. That way it will fan out nicely. If I lay them on top, coming down like that, it's going to look like a torch, and that's not the look that we want. So as I lay, they're laying across in this angle. Okay, and I have already kind of taken off the bad petals on these roses as I did it. So that just saves time. And I have to switch hands now and then. So I'm looking for a very symmetrical placement of my roses as I go around. And I'm holding it firm enough but loose so that I can make adjustments as I go. Okay, so we're going to continue around. And like I say, I've got it held loosely, but you know what? I can make adjustments as I go. Some of them getting a little tall, some of them getting a little short. Let's continue to go around my design. And there, see that placement? I've got that nice angle going with the flowers. This guy, he's slipping down. Let's pull him back up. And this guy. Okay, it's really just completing a nice rounded look to it. See, there's a gap right here, so I need another rose right there. Now, this stem is going to help me out. It's a little bit curved, so I'm going to place it right there. Okay, and the idea is we want this semicircle of the roses. It gives it the best look. So I'm looking it over. Let's see. There's a little bit of a gap in between these two. Let's put another rose right in there. Pull him up a little bit. And I've got one more if I want to put it in. Let's put it right over here. So, and now look at my angles of my roses. That's because I've placed them in that angle, and that's the way they turn out. But I'm going to bring these all down, and it doesn't hurt the stems. You've got some flexibility with rose stem. The nice thing about roses, they're a sturdy stem. So they're going to take a little bit of bending on our part. Let's see if that's the way I want it. You want to turn it so it looks good all the way around. I'm going to lower some of these so I get more of my semicircle because it needs to be nice and even all the way around. Okay, I think that's where I want it. So I'm going to take my floral tape just like I did with the other hand-tied bouquet. And I'm going to tape this together. Like I say, some people use floral tape, some people use the wax string. I like floral tape. I've been working with it for a long time, and I'm very comfortable with it. Let's take out a couple leaves. Now is when I'm going to bring all these stems together and get them straightened out. And then, you know what, let's get rid of these leaves. They're in the way. You know, sometimes when you leave those top leaves, they add, and then sometimes they get in the way. So, well, you can always take them off. So let's go around. And because the roses are right next to each other, they're not really going to lose their spot. I'm going to go down a little bit further. Let's see how that's looking. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty. Woo. Something about roses. You know what? There is one spot right there. Honestly, I think maybe I need to add another rose. Let me grab another one. Let's take off this. Yep, it just needs one right there. That kind of finishes it. Yep. And that's the beauty of this. You can always adjust and add if you need to. All right, so let's tape him back in. And I'm going to squeeze these all together and get a tighter grip on them. Let's see how that's looking. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Now we're going to wrap the stem with ribbon, just like we've done in the past. Oops, before I do that, I want to finish it off with ruscus, Italian ruscus. The back is a lot of stems, and yes, it's very natural, but it's not as attractive as it could be. So I'm going to add pieces of Italian ruscus that I've pre-cut. Beautiful foliage, very lacy, delicate, but that's going to finish this back for me. See how that's going to look versus the plain stems? So let's just add this around. Oops, there's a little bad spot right there. Okay, and I'm going to add and hang on to as much as I can.